Bright with the sound of music, sweet songs they have sung for 1,000 years.
Welcome to the Julie Andrews Hour.
On a wonderful night like tonight, I defy any cloud to appear in the sky. Dare any raindrop to plop in my eye on a wonderful night like tonight. On an evening like this, I could kiss everybody. I'm so full of love and goodwill. Let me say, furthermore, I'd adore everybody to come and dine. The pleasure's mine, and I will pay the bill. They took me up on it. Hey, I wonder who's here. Julie! Uh-huh. A hand with that many rings on it could only belong to Cat Elliot. Oh, I'd know that hand anywhere. Let's have a big hand for that hand. It belongs to Reiner.
What's he say this about?
Everybody's looking.
Julie and Elizabeth. What? Oh, you picked a fine time to give a party. What's it for, anyway?
Alice, you don't have to have a reason to throw a party.
You don't?
No.
Now you tell me.
Light the candle.
All right.
Get the ice out.
That too?
Yes. Roll the rug up.
Make up your mind, honey.
Well, it's today.
See ya.
Though it may not be anyone's birthday, and though it's far from the first of the year, I know that this very minute has history in it. We're here. It's a time for making merry, and so I'm for making hay.
Tune the grinder, dance your shoes off, strike the band up.
It's today. Light the candles, fill the punch bowl, throw confetti.
It's today. I'm not cleaning this up.
Life can also be lived on a weekday, so don't depend on a holiday day. If you need New Year's to bubble, then order a double and wait. There's a thank you you can give life if you live life all the way.
Call the cops out.
Hold the room down, pull the song it's today. On an evening like this, I could kiss everybody. I'm so full of joy and goodwill. Let me say, furthermore, I'd adore everybody to come and dine. The pleasure's mine, but I won't pay the bill. Hey, gang, I was only kidding.
I'm 19 years old when I first saw yogurt. I liked it the first minute I saw it. I didn't know what it was. I knew it was yogurt. The first yogurt I saw was white. It was plain white. It looked like heavy milk to me. You know, I liked it the first minute I saw it. I didn't know what it was, though. I liked the name because it had a Y in it. You know, I've always liked names with Y in it. Names like July and Yale and Yenta. everybody needs yogurt. Now, they deserve yogurt. That's the most important part. Everybody deserves yogurt. And there have been no riots in the name of yogurt or no wars in the name of yogurt. And yogurt's American. We don't have to import it because we have it right here in our cows. Yogurt's ecologically nice, too. You've never seen a smog-filled room when people are eating yogurt. That's because yogurt's smog-free. Yogurt is quiet, too. When you eat yogurt, it doesn't make any noise. It sort of just slides down your throat. Of course, if you want to have noise, you can take your spoon and kind of tap it against the side of the cardboard container. It makes kind of a little drum sound. Now, one thing to remember is that you should never eat too much yogurt at a time. The most yogurt that I've ever eaten in one time is a ton.
Anniversary of the motion picture industry. In honor of this auspicious occasion, we'd like to bring you some of the greatest lines ever written for the silver screen. Dialogue that will remain unforgettable, no matter how hard you try. Shall we? Why don't you begin?
It will only hurt for a moment, my dear, and then eternal life.
There's only one man in the world that can perform that operation, and no one knows where he is.
You see that clown in the center ring? He was once the world's greatest brain surgeon.
I die now. But first I dance for you.
Bullets didn't kill King Kong. It was beauty that killed the beast.
I'll tell you what's eating him. He was hurt bad by a woman.
Okay, Senator, I'll leave. But I've got a letter that'll blow this town wide open.
I kissed him, and the next thing I knew, I woke up chained to a bed in Shanghai.
Before I marry you, there is something you should know. I am only half a man.
Quick! Get me some towels and plenty of boiling water.
Help. I'm still only half a man.
I don't know how to tell you this, Charles, but I'm a child.
Men are evil. They all want the same thing.
We shouldn't even be doing this. After all, you're Ralph's girl.
I don't care if you are the district attorney. You can't put a gorilla on the witness stand.
When the moon is full and the wolfbane blooms, strange things happen.
I tell you, that's not a coyote howling, it's him.
It was me. It's her. Yes.
I know it's distasteful to you, Goethe, but it's the only way we can get the secrets from General Müller. Take off your clothes.
Don't worry. I'll sing in the horse's ear and we'll win the big race.
And if that doesn't work, she will blow in the horse's ear.
I'm sorry, Oscar. I love you, but not that way.
I know my father's an admiral, sir, but I want to make it on my own.
She's in the jungle somewhere. God knows what the beast is doing to her.
Oh, stop weeping, Faversham. If I... I can't get it finished. I'm going to try again. Oh, stop weeping, Faversham. Stop weeping, Faversham. I keep telling you, if I had bamboo splints shoved under my fingernails, I'd probably talk too.
I know it's a horrible-looking blob, but it's come in peace.
We must find a virgin to appease the gods.
Show because it gives me a chance to do something I've always wanted to do. And right now, here's something I've been longing to do for a long time. If you want to ring the bell, not once but twice. If you want to roll and roll those lucky dice. If you want to spend your journeys in with sweet music and love. If you want to lick this world of men and Mickey Mice, take my advice. Rap, tap, 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 rap, tap on wood. When you sit down one day, look over yourself and say you're very good. Rap-tap on wood. When you have such success, you're conscious that you impress the neighborhood. Rap-tap on wood. When every meal you take is made of milk and honey. When every stock you stake is making mints of money. When every heart you break is such a cinch it's funny. Careful, Sonny. Rap-tap, rap-tap, rap-tap-tap on wood.
Rap-tap, rap-tap, rap-tap-tap on wood.
You're knockout, you're good news, and you'll never, never lose if you just put on your dancing shoes and rap-tap on wood. Nobody can tell ya there's only one song worth singing. They may try and sell ya 'cause it hangs them up to see someone like you. But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. Stars shining bright above you, my breezy seem to whisper I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree, dream a little dream of me. Say nighty-night and kiss me. Ooh, just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me while we're alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear, still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear, just this one's coming to an end. There's a new voice calling. You can hear it if you try, and it's growing stronger with each day that passes by. There's a breath. Make your own kind of music, bright, clear, and sweet and free. There's a new day dawning that belongs to you and me. Yes, a new world coming, the one we've had visions of, coming in peace, coming in joy, coming in love.
Addison Slime, roller derby critic, professional meanie, and well-known scoundrel to the stars. This is where it all began, the Hollywood Roller Derby Palace. The greatest roller derby star that ever lived got her start right on this track. They used to call her Hell on Wheels. Why? Because that was her name, Helen Wheels. Every word you're going to hear is absolutely true, or a lie. I'm allowed to lie, you see, because I'm a newspaper columnist. Helen came from a poor family that couldn't even afford to buy her a pair of roller skates. So her father did what any father would have done. He sold her to a rich family. With the money he bought himself another kid who grew up to be the light heavyweight champion of the world. But that's another story. And what a story. But unfortunately, we're stuck with this one. Helen Wheels was determined to become the greatest star in roller derby history. Who played a part in her rise to stardom?
I did. Margot Scungelati. When we first met, I was her idol. Little did I know that Helen's aim in life was to take my place. She was ruthless. Like the time before the big roller derby when she gave me a hot foot and numbed my wheels. I went 3 times around that track before I realized my body stocking was on fire. That was the night I invented hot pants. That's another story. And what a story.
We're stuck with this one. Helen Wheels was something, and this is her story. A story that begins where it ends. So let's start in the middle. She was 20 years old, and she knew what she wanted. She came all the way from Omaha to Hollywood with nothing but a pair of roller skates and a dream. Nothing could stop her. And this is her story. The story we're stuck with. The story of Helen Wheels.
You got a brand new key. I think we should get together and try it out. I've been looking around a while. You got something for me. I have a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key.
Yes, Helen Wheels skated 2,000 miles to Hollywood, proving 2 things. She had a burning ambition, and she was dumb. And now she was inside the Hollywood Rollerdrome and on her way to meeting the legendary Margot Scungelati.
Gee, at last, the stars locker room.
In here.
Oh, I'm Helen Wheels. I'm Margot Skungelati's favorite fan. She's my idol.
Yeah, sure. You roller skate freaks are all alike. You come in here wanting to be roller derby stars and knock Margot off her throne. Well, listen, forget it. If anybody wants to get to Margot Skungelati, they gotta go through me.
Oh, no, please, believe me. I have no underhand motive. I'm just a simple country girl. Nobody could take Margot Skungelati's place, especially not me. Do you think she swallowed that?
I'll swallow that.
Now, you've got to admit I'm rotten. Please tell me where she is, won't you?
Well, she's having dinner with Addison Slime, the famous roller derby critic.
Where?
I can't tell you.
Would this... Oh, excuse me, this is...
That might.
Yeah. This is a certified check for 150 hamburgers. Would it make any difference?
You young punk. You're a dime a dozen. I've seen a million of your kind in every tank town and whistle stop and bust out joint.
Oh, but...
Shut up, will you? I've seen them all. The former top skater, ex-child wheel oiler.
Yes?
The really big ones. I mean, like crash helmet pusher.
Yeah,
That's the one. Trackside bumper, sweetheart driver, trackside scamp. And you come in here with a check for 150 hamburgers. You really think you can buy me for a lunch?
I guess not.
Well, don't be too sure.
Tell me where she is.
Well, she's at the place where all the roller derby stars go to eat, the brown roller derby.
Oh, golly gee, thanks. You know what? You got a heart as big as all indoors. Oh, I'm ready now. Roller skates, you got a ready.
You know, there's something about that kid I just don't like. Even if she does look like Mary Poppins.
This morning, Margot. The whole town is buzzing about my rather pointed reference to a once shimmering roller derby star whose brilliance of late is somewhat diminished by the onslaught of too many drinks and perhaps too many years. What have you got to say to that, Margot?
Why don't you shut up before I skate across your mouth?
Oh, lovely when you're angry, Margot. I understand that you, in a drunken rage, fired your understudy last night. A juicy item for me, but a definite no-no for you.
I had to fire her. She was saying vicious things behind my back.
What kind of things?
Well, she was going around telling everyone that I was going to fire her. I don't like talk like that, so I fired her. Oh, I need a drink.
Another drink is easily obtainable, my dear Margot, but where on earth will you find another understudy who put up with you? What a delightful creature, and so young. And she could be a great star if only she could learn to stop.
Oh, Margot Skungelati, my idol. Do you know I roller skated 2,000 miles all the way from Omaha to Hollywood just to tell you I like you.
Big deal. Now buzz off.
Oh.
Buzz off. How would you like to be Margot Skungelati's understudy?
Oh, would I? That would be a dream come true. To be Miss Skungelati's understudy and skate in her shadow is all I ever want.
That's what they all say.
You're perhaps too much the cynic, Margot. I, for one, believe her. She's totally innocent and without guile.
Yes.
Pardon me, miss. Would you care to dance?
Is he anybody?
A very important impresario.
Oh, I'd love to.
Beware, Margot. If you don't sign that magnificent little beast, yon impresario surely will. He likes her very much.
How can you tell?
Look at the way they're dancing.
You can't tell by that.
Oh, no? Look again. When's the last time a man danced with you like that?
You're right. She'll be my understudy.
thank you. You won't regret this, Miss Congelati. I just hope nothing ever happens to you, so I'll have to go in your place and become a star and topple you from your throne.
That's nice. You're a wonderful kid.
Gee, I wish I could skate as well as I can lie.
You'll be at the roller dome tonight at 8. Come along, Slime.
Don't, you're hurting me. You're hurting me. You're hurting me.
Oh, I finally made it. Understudy to my idol, Margot Scungelati. Over sun and give me some sky. I've got me some wings. I'm eager to try. I may be unknown, but wait till I've flown. You're gonna hear from me. Give me some room, you people up there. On top of the world, I'll meet you, I swear. I'm making my claim. Remember my name. You're gonna hear from me. Now's my innings. Set the world on its ear. Head is spinning. That'll be just the beginning. The world's gonna hear from.
I can't go on. I can't skate tonight.
But why, Margot?
Well, this afternoon while she was taking a nap, somebody came in with a sledgehammer and broke both her legs.
They did.
Who do you think did that?
Well, how should I know? I was sleeping when it happened.
I bet it was Helen Wheels.
What makes you say that?
She gave me a check for 150 hamburgers and it bounced.
Don't you be silly. That girl is a saint.
Oh, hi, everybody. What's up?
What are you doing with that sledgehammer?
Well, this? Oh, it's my good luck charm.
You haven't heard the news. Margot can't skate. You'll have to go on in her place.
Oh, how about that? This really is good luck.
Somebody broke all of Margot's legs, which was not only in questionable taste, but has laid her up for at least 6 years and gave her a terrible headache.
Tiny, give my uniform to Helen.
Oh, what? You're going to let her have your uniform? She's going to wear the most famous, most honest, most revered number in roller derby-dom, number 44.
37.
What's the difference? I can't let you do it, Margot. I'd die first. I'd rather starve.
I said do it.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Miss Congelati.
Everything was going her way. It wouldn't be long before America was worshipping the wood she rode on, and the world would be at her wheels.
Joy is waiting for me. I see a new horizon. My life has only begun. The arms of new horizon line are rising.
Miss Wheels, is it true you're going to skate the English Channel?
Yes.
Well, how are you going to do that?
Rubber wheels.
Is it true you made $1 million last year?
Yes, but she gave most of it to the Hollywood Home for Unwed Skaters.
What? I did?
She did.
Oh. Listen, I ordered drinks for the press. Where are they?
Coming. I've only got 2 legs, you know, and they're all broken.
Such a dear.
So now you're Helen Wheels, superstar.
Yes, I'm on top of the world.
Yes, don't be too sure. There's always someone else to take your place.
Oh.
And there she is now.
Roller skates, you got a brand new key. Oh, I've got a brand new pair of roller skates.
And at 17, I knew that I wanted to be an actor, but my real fantasy started when I was about 6 or 7. Every Bronx child of Jewish persuasion, they don't have to persuade you to be Jewish. They just...
Incidentally, you're not eating your cookie.
I'm not eating my cookie. Oh, yes.
See, after all this chit-chat about it.
Every home had a Victrola. It was named after RCA Victor, but we didn't have it. We had a Brunswick, but we called it a Victrola. It's really a phonograph. What did you call it in England?
Gramophone.
Gramophone.
Yes.
We had one of those. And early influences started by listening to gramophone records. And I wanted to be, not Ronald Coleman, but I wanted to be Alma Gluck. Everybody had that record. Ephraim Zimbalist Sr., who begat Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. and Alma Gluck. There was one record that every Bronx Jewish home had, and it was Lo, Hear the Gentle Lark.
Alma Gluck.
Gluck.
Yeah.
Right.
I know who you mean now.
Do you know that?
Yes, I used to sing it on the radio.
Really?
From his moist cabinet
What?
comes up on high.
I'm not kidding. I love it. At 6, I realized I couldn't be an Italian tenor. And this is absolutely true what I'm about to tell you because I knew we weren't Italian. However, there was another record. Oh, there was one record that came, a paper record that my father bought that slipped on the turntable. And I impersonated that. I had a good ear for impersonation, but not for music. And I impersonated that singer. It went fast and slow. And I remember the song was I Still Got a Thrill. I still got a thrill. And I impersonated that. People told me, they laughed at that, and I thought I was singing seriously, so I figured that wasn't working. But what I really wanted to be and knew I could be was an Irish tenor. Because every
You
kid...
could be an Irish...
Well, for a very... And it's true, absolutely true. John McCormick was a big favorite. The tumble-down shack in Athlone. Oh, I want to go back to that tumble-down shack where the bright roses bloom up. Now...
I remember him on radio.
Right. Now, my father, who came from Austria, came with a family called the Kalfas family. Max Kalfas was a friend of my father. They were German Jews. They came to America, and one of the Kalfas kids, a young one, grew up to be John Calvin, changed his name, and became an Irish tenor on radio and had his own radio program and sang songs of Ireland, Erin, where his mother was born. And I said, oh, well, if an Austrian kid, a Jewish Austrian kid could become an Irish tenor, then certainly a Bronx Jewish kid could become an Irish tenor. I was sure that I was going to be an Irish tenor.
Welcome once again to the Irish Hour, and your host, John McKelvin.
The top of the evening to y'all. As me sainted mother said to me, when I was just a mere snip of a lad, she said to me, John, me boy, if ever you want to do something fine for your mother on her birthday, sing for her A Little Bit of Heaven. Are you listening, mither? Sure, a little bit of heaven fell from out the sky one day, and it nestled on the ocean in a spot not far away. And when the angels found it, sure it looked so sweet and fair, they said, suppose we leave it, for it looks so peaceful there. So they sprinkled it with stardust just to make the shamrocks grow. 'Tis the only place you'll find them, no matter where you go. Then they dotted it with silver to make its lake so grand. And when they had it finished, sure they called it a
That was beautiful, Mr. McKelvin.
Now, why shouldn't it be beautiful? Happy birthday, mither. never aware whether I'm singing on key or not. And I'm always a little embarrassed when I hear myself sing, because I know I have one of these dead ears, and you, I know, have one of these great ears who can sing.
You were on key.
I was on key.
Perfectly, yeah.
Now, you sing me something, and let me find out if... sing something on or off key. Don't tell me, and let me see if I can guess whether it's on key. A well-known song that we can clear.
When I'm calling you...
It's a little off. But not much. What did you want? Yeah, we have to know from Cass what she wanted to be when she was 17 or so.
I wanted to be a little taller and possibly richer. I wanted to be a doctor when I was really young, when I was in high school. But then I got a record album. The first record album I ever got was Benny Goodman, The Golden Years, which was all big band stuff. And I thought, now that's a nice job, you know. You travel around on a bus and you got a lot of guys around you all the time. And you're the only girl and you get to wear the little formals with the camellias on the shoulder and, and skirts out like that. And you sing a chorus and a half, maybe 3 songs a night. That's it. What could be an easier job? Bob Everly and Helen O'Connell, who are probably, as far as I'm concerned, the most famous of those singing teens. And although they didn't actually do a lot of duets, it was a great kind of a balance. The band would play a chorus, and then Bob Everly would get up and sing part of it, and then Helen O'Connell would come out and sing part of it.
Do you know the emotions they did?
Oh, sure.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've
Me? Oh, there are a few embarrassing things have happened. One of the most silly and embarrassing things that ever happened to me was when I was about 14, and I toured around England with my own vaudeville act. And I sang. I was a kind of freak child prodigy. I had a soprano voice in a range of about 4 octaves, and I could hit these, like Ema Sumac, could go very high and very low, and it was extraordinary. And that was the kind of gimmick that I based my vaudeville act on. And my mother, for a few years when I was in the business, accompanied me at the piano. And one day we were going to do a Sunday concert. It was a bank holiday. And I said, oh, don't worry, Mummy, I can pack my dress and my shoes and all that kind of thing. I'll do it myself, because she used to do it for me and check everything was there for the performance. Now, I was not the world's tidiest or neatest little girl in those days, and I didn't really bother too much, so I threw a few things into a bag, and we got miles away from our house, way, way down by the seaside, and it was a real concert. It was not a theatre, no footlights, a real concert platform. And we came to the performance, and I had forgotten to pack my shoes. And it was pouring with rain. I had been wearing heavy brogues. And I was mud-spattered from, getting round to the stage door and that kind of thing. I had a dirty pair of socks on. And I had this little tiny short party dress and no shoes. I used to wear ballet shoes, little tiny ballet pumps. But I had brought the wet white, the stuff that you clean ballet shoes with, and my mother said, don't worry, I'll paint a shoe on your foot. Now, I had rather grey socks by this time, and she did. And what was awful is that I had a little hole in the sock about there and a little hole there, so she painted my foot underneath as well. So on this rather grey ankle sock, she painted this wet white ballet shoe, but it didn't have time to dry, and wherever I went, I left little white marks. And then I always finished the act with a song that used to embarrass the heck out of me, because I felt it was like asking for applause in a way. But it was a song, it just went on and on about saying how much I had enjoyed being with the audience that evening, and I meant it very really and sincerely and so on. And it was just a little goodnight song to the audience, thanking them for listening to me and paying so much attention. But I used to kind of die inside, because it was like saying, please like me,
Did they love you
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you so very much for the kind way you've listened to poor little me. Though when I make speeches, I'm always at sea. La 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 la. I'm always at sea. But this is all I have to say, or nearly. Your kindness I shall treasure very dearly, very dearly.
Before we say goodnight, I'd like to thank my friends, Cass Elliot.
You've never heard anybody march on yogurt.
And Carl Reiner.
It will only hurt for a moment, my dear, and then eternal life.
He's so much fun, I'd like to have him back every week. And as always, my good friend Alice Ghostly.
Big deal. Now buzz off.
Thanks to all of you. Why don't you join us again next week? What a good idea. Time is my friend forever.